Stay high. With the Channel League Championship team, I mean, how's it look this year? I mean, have you have a lot of guys back from last year's team?
We have a lot of guys back, a little inexperienced, so we have a lot of work to do, but we've kind of simplified things to get repetition and refine the skills and the plays that we have. So, you know, we talk about defending Channel League champs. We always have some pride in that, but we're more focused on having our identity be this year's team and not last year's team. And
How many starters do you have back on the offensive side and defensive side from last year's team?
we have about 4 on each side of the ball.
4 on each side.
So
okay.
about 8. And we had some sophomores that played, last year in a secondary role with some of our backers, like Nico Bornand, who could have easily started on a normal year. So he'll be, one of our inside backers and kicker, obviously.
Right.
So, and then Anthony Spirit played safety, and we're moving him back up to linebacker. So we're trying to strengthen up that. And we have a talented group of sophomores that are juniors this year. So we have a lot of speed and a lot of skill as juniors this year. So that's kind of where we're building our strength. Is kind of we have a good foundation with the younger guys.
Okay. Last year, your defense just was such an attacking defense. You had guys flying all over the field. Does this group have that potential?
They do. They do. They've got the team speed. Jason Schwartz, he was a sophomore, started tackle for us. He's a defensive end also. Isaac Gomez started DN, 6'4", 220. He's a beast, so he's gonna be a force on the D line. And we have guys that are returning seniors that didn't see a lot of playing time, but a little bit. Will Savage at DN, D tackle. So Marshall Mua, who started at corner, so he's one of the starters. He's a senior, fast, quick, smart defensive back. So Sasola is going to help us out DB2, played a little bit last year. So we've got guys that can move around with the juniors coming up. So I'm thankful we have a strong junior class. So it should be enough on defense.
Last year's defense was such a great defense. I mean, you guys flying over the field. What about this year's defense? What do you say about it?
Well, we definitely lost a lot of size, but we have a couple of returners and starting returners, and we should if we work hard, we should do things.
What other guys have stood out for you, I'll say, on the defensive side of the ball?
We got a sophomore coming back, going to be a junior now, Nico Bornand. He's going to be a big factor for us this year.
At linebacker? Or?
Linebacker, yeah.
He was your kicker too, right?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Josh Bartley, he's coming for cornerback. He's going to be big this year.
How special is he when you see him run the ball?
Oh man, it's a special thing to watch. I mean, I've seen it since freshman year, playing with him. Now we're on varsity and he's doing the same things. He's a great runner.
A new group this year, but how do you feel about this group in your senior year?
Yeah, it's a new group, but we're pretty close, like a family already, and I think we're going to do well.
Yeah. With your role this year, are you going to feel to get more carries this year, or what's going to happen with you this year in the offense?
I'll probably get more carries, and it's probably going to be the same as last year, change a few things up, but pretty much the same. Yeah.
Set goals for yourself for the year in terms of numbers or yardage, or just
No, I just want to win.
Yeah, new quarterback. I know you had a pretty competitive spring. A lot of guys trying out for that position. Who ended up winning the job, or has it been won yet?
We kind of have an awarded. We have a first group, and that's Armando Arzate. He's of the Pueblos family, so a big football tradition side of the family, and he's our #1 guy right now per se. But guys pushing him. Jake Roberts, senior, started receiver last year. He's come strong from the summer, and then we have 2 sophomores pushing them. LaShawn Bell, and he's a strong runner, decent thrower, and Brandon Burkhart, sophomore, and Johnny Uhas is a senior. So I think that's those are our guys right now, and may the best man win. So we rotate them every day. We'll mess with them a little bit. Hey, you're third group now. Get out of here. That was terrible. Where's your attitude? Get them going. And so we like to keep them guessing and have them keep competing for that spot.
Of all those guys, who has the best throwing arm? Is Armando?
Armando's got the touch right now. Yeah,
Okay.
He's got the strength and the touch to throw downfield, and he throws the ball out of the break. He's our number. He's running our first group.
And then you got an all-league returning back, and then Josh Bartley.
Yeah, and we'll move him around quite a bit, and just let him have fun. Give him the ball and let him do his thing. So there's not much coaching involved in that. Tim McGay's been our running back coach for years, and he's working skills and drills every day with them, and the rest is him reading downhill and us setting up the offense to have a really fast and talented back there.
Is he stronger this year? He's been working the weight room, and
Yeah,
he's go for the next level.
Yeah, I think he's gained about 10 pounds, if maybe possibly more from last year. So he's a strong kid. Yeah, he's a strong kid, very strong.
But very explosive, right?
Yeah, he's at full speed in 2 steps. You don't see that often. I think one of the faster guys I've seen is Tyler Ebel from Ventura, who was at full speed after 1 step. So he went on and had a great career. So hopefully Bartley can. His grades are good. Great kid, like I've said a million times before. But I never get tired of saying that about somebody. And he's got the talent to go with it. So.
Well, how about up front to open the hole? So I mean, you lose Dunyan, went off to Yale.
Yeah, he's in ball right now. He's in camp. He said it's a lot different, but bigger boys over there. Like I said, we have a returning tackle in Schwartz. Our center started his freshman year, started his sophomore year, and now he's on varsity starting his junior. That's Harrison Smith, smaller guy, one of the tougher guys I've come across. He's one of those stereotypical tough, smaller guys, where you see, especially in this town, doesn't matter the size. We breed him pretty tough, from school to school. So he's one of those guys. And then we've got Tyler Branish. He's a returning senior. He played a little bit last year. Actually played quite a bit last year, and we expect big things out of him. Isaac, he's another guard. And then we have Isaac Gomez, or another Isaac, who will flip over to tackle and tight end. So to add to some size there.
Well, catching the ball this year, do you have some experience there?
Jake Roberts is our number 1 receiver, and he's pushing at quarterback, so he's returning. Anthony Sosola, talented back. We got a new guy, Ruben, who didn't play last year. Carter Alfoyd, he's probably our number 2 guy right now behind Roberts. Miles Durham has come in strong, so receiver-wise we're good. Nico and Isaac will fill that tight end / fullback / motion back utility type guy. And then we have a surprise this year. Probably the most pleasant surprise we've had recently is Monsite, Connor. He's coming out from basketball, and he's been looking really good at receivers.
Expectations high. I mean, last year you had a senior team, and
Yeah.
you obviously the expectations were high for that team. But with a junior group, you're just going to bring them along.
Yeah.
Slowly take a few lumps in the preseason.
I think so. I think they're 100% capable. The tone and the tempo is just like it was last year. They have high expectations of themselves. We're kind of waiting for them to put the pressure on themselves, and I think that it's starting to become prevalent where they think they should be, where they need to be, and how their attitude is every day. So.
Yeah.
They're getting after it. They really are. We encourage and we try to make it competitive. We have the sophomores practicing with us, and that seems to be really good for the lower level guys to move up. So their expectations of themselves, they're starting to really get going. So it's a good time to be involved in the program, and a good time to play some ball around here.